evening and welcome to Benue Television News Extra at 7. This is a review of stories that made headlines in the state in the week just ended. I am Mna Ishumda. Now let's begin. Governor Hyacinth Alia has directed the Commissioner for Youth, Sport and Creativity to ensure that the contractor handling ongoing renovation at Aparaco Stadium completes the work within 8 weeks. Governor Alia gave the directives Friday at Kimbi's International Hotel, Makurdi, while declaring open media director seminar for media officers of the Nigerian Premier Football League. Correspondent Emmanuel Akula completes the report.
The governor says the stadium, when completed, will meet international standards, stating that his administration was committed to upgrading football pitches across the state to ensure the revival of football economy in the state. He announces that renovation work at the Just Taka Stadium Boko will soon commence to harness youth talent in football. Reverend Father Alia hopes that at the end of his administration, Benue State would become sports hub in the country, pointing out that within his 1 year in office, he had reintroduced the Governor's Cup among other initiatives.
In 1 year, we have only started giving attention to our sports. But of sound note, we have accepted and granted sponsorship of independent organizations in sports. We have brought back the Governor's Cup for Benue. We have made sponsorship for the National Youth Games. We have also directed that all football pitches in our state at all our schools be upgraded. Benue is going to be a sports hub in our nation.
Chief Operating Officer of the Nigerian Premier Football League, Mr. Davidson Dowumi, appeals to the governor to support the forum in its quest to reposition the Premier League activities across the country and beyond. Mr. Dowumi says the seminar was to educate members of the forum about their responsibilities as media handlers of the various Premier League clubs across the country. He commended Governor Alia for the good work he was doing in the state. President of the Media Forum of Premier League Directors in the country, Mr. Amos Eche, acknowledges the contributions of Governor Alia's administration to sports development in Nigeria and Benue State in particular. The forum presented to the governor a letter of appointment as the Grand Patron of the Nigerian Football League Media Directors Forum. Emmanuel Akula, Benue Television News, Makurdi.
Governor Alia has described the late to J. Chira, His Royal Highness Chief Clement Ugandan, as a man who is sacrificed for the work of God and development of the society. Governor Alia gave the directive Saturday at Vandikia local government after inspecting ongoing work at the traditional rural cemetery preparatory to the burial of the two J. Chira. Correspondent Emmanuel Akula again report.
Governor Alia, who opines that the late traditional ruler was a man of wisdom and fear of God, touched his personal life and many others in very significant ways, saying his death has created a vacuum in their lives. The governor says his visit was to ensure that all arrangements were in place to ensure a successful burial. Father says the deceased also lived an exemplary life and worked tirelessly to eliminate bad governance in Benue State. He notes that Chief Ugandan was one among those who ensured that he ventured into politics, promising to do everything possible to give the Toje Chira a befitting burial.
It's a great piece. Someone who supported me quite enormously at a very younger, early stage of priesthood. I've been quite close to the family for decades. And so he's passing on it's a vacuum that is left to me as a person. And then with very simple, exemplary life he led. He never stopped talking about what befell the state, bad leadership, poor governance, and unresponsive leadership.
Caretaker Chairman of Vandika Local Government, who is also the Chairman Central Planning Committee for the burial, Mr. Dennis Guda, assures the Governor and Tiv Area Traditional Council that everything would be put in place ahead of the burial. The burial of the late Tojejira is slated for Wednesday, August 21, 2024. Emmanuel Akula, Benue Television News, Makudi.
Christian communities have received the charge to respect leaders and those in position of authority. Pastor Caleb Abo of New Anointing Ministries gave the charge during Sunday service in Makudi. Correspondent Margaret Abba completes the report.
The resident Pastor Caleb Abo, during the Sunday service at New Anointing Ministry in Makudi, says, as Christians, it is good to honor men of God and government leaders according to biblical principles. Pastor Abo further emphasized that honor is a tool that can create a shift in the life of a believer, and there are some situations that can be handled through honor. Pastor Abo advises Christians to guide against utterances that may disrespect men of God and church leaders. He advises believers to allow God's leaders as He has placed them in those positions.
Honor code is a tool that can create a shift in the life of a believer. Not everything that prayer can handle, not everything that worship can handle, not everything that giving can handle, tithing can handle. Others, there are issues or situations that can be handled by honor.
Some worshippers, Fidelis Anyoku, Queenet Abo, and Azengi Wando, react to the sermon, saying the message underscores the importance of honoring their pastor and leaders. Anytime they see people talking ill about men of God and leaders, they should not encourage such.
We are meant to honor our leaders, our pastors, and the leaders in the church, and leaders also in the public, including the president, the governors, the kings around us, the elders, our fathers and our mothers, our senior ones. We are meant to honor them so that we can be able to receive the blessing of God.
In this world of today, where children and people are lacking honor for elders, leaders, and their man of God, it's alarming and it's sad. It's been sad, looking at it. But by the grace of God, today we're taught on how to honor our man of God.
I'm here to advise people out there that they should not talk bad about men of God, because it will not take us anywhere, and it did not give us any benefits.
The Bible reading is taken from the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 10 verse 20. Do not curse the king, even in your thoughts. Do not curse the rich, even in your bedroom. For a bird of the air may carry your voice, and a bird in flight may tell the matter. Margaret Abba, Benue Television News, Makudi.
Benue State government had taken the delivery of trucks load of assorted food items by the Renewed Hope Food Outreach Scheme and Social Investment Program to be distributed to internally displaced persons, IDPs. We'll bring you details of this story shortly after the break. Please stay if you can.
Benue Fashion Show Season 3 is here.
It's that time of the year for fashion designers, entrepreneurs, and fashion enthusiasts to shine.
This year, sale of forms for the competition begins from 15th April to 19th July 2024.
Pick a form at Benue Television, located at Special Duties Wing, Government House, Makudi. Form costs 5,000 Naira only.
Stage 1 screening begins on the 6th of July 2024. Great prizes await you.
The first prize, 1 million Naira. Second prize, 500,000 Naira. And third prize, 300,000 Naira. All prizes are inclusive of cash and fashion tools. Also, consolation prizes and gifts.
said just before the break that Benue State government had taken the delivery of trucks load of assorted food items by the Renewed Hope Food Outreach Scheme and Social Investment Program to be distributed to internally displaced persons, IDPs, and other vulnerable groups in the state. Wife of the President, Olerumi Tinubu, presented the items to the Benue State government for onward distribution to the beneficiaries in Makudi. Martha Iko fighting the report.
Nigeria's First Lady and founder Renewed Hope Initiative, Oluremi Tinubu, represented by the wife of the Vice President, Hajia Nana Shettima, at the symbolic and official presentation of the Renewed Hope food outreach items to the needy in Makudi. Senator Oluremi explains that the items are part of efforts to support target groups to enhance food security, while complementing parts of her husband's President Bola Tinubu's effort to leave no one behind in food sufficiency projects. She extends her commendation to the Benue State Governor, Reverend Father Hyacinth Alia, for his support to the Renewed Hope Initiative, announcing that apart from the distribution of food items across the country, the Renewed Hope Initiative has approved business capitalization grants of 50,000 naira to about 1,000 women in each state to support their businesses.
The food outreach scheme is specially designed to provide support to the underprivileged, in line with the resolve of the administration of His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, to leave no one behind in ensuring food security and sufficiency in the country. I want to seize this opportunity to appreciate the Governor of Benue State, His Excellency Reverend Father Alia, for his support for all Renewed Hope Initiative. The Governing Council of the Renewed Hope Initiative has graciously approved a business recapitalization grant of 50,000 naira for 1,000 women to support their businesses.
The Benue State Governor, Reverend Father Hyacinth Alia, taking delivery of the food items, says the partnership between the federal and state government holds great promise for the people of Benue State. The governor, represented by his deputy Dr. Sam Ode, describes the Renewed Hope Food Initiative as an enhancement to the livelihood of the people of the state. He praises the president for the support program, assuring that the state government will be transparent in distributing the food items to the target groups.
The Renewed Hope Initiative is indeed enhancing the livelihood of families across this country. I want to establish the fact that the Renewed Hope Initiative under the Social Investment Program, especially the Food Outreach Scheme, has impacted the masses of our states in such an incredible manner, and our people are indeed happy. I want to assure you that under the transparent leadership of our governor, who is a priest of the Roman Catholic Church, every single item you have donated here will get to the target beneficiaries.
The Special Advisor to the Benue State Governor on Disability, Bem Anshe, leads other beneficiaries to express gratitude to the President and his wife for creating platform for people with disabilities to enjoy such privilege, noting that the initiative is a novel experience for his kind.
This administration has come on board with so many opportunities. So you can see the smile on people with disabilities. That is to say that they are happy in receipt of this item is going to go a long way to push the effect of hardship.
I want to also appreciate His Excellency Reverend Father Hyacinth Alia for a disability-friendly governor and for his total inclusion of persons with disability within the state. It is a welcome development, and we pray that he will continue to do more, just as the President has been doing. Him being the governor will also continue to do that within the state.
3 states of Nasarawa, Benue, and the Federal Capital Territory have benefited so far from the Renewed Hope Food Scheme. Other states are said to be in the pipeline for similar visits in the coming days. Martha Iku, Benue Television News, Makudi.
Benue State government is to develop 3,000 housing units as part of effort to provide good shelter for internally displaced persons in the state. Governor Alia announced this Thursday at Government House, Makudi, when he received a delegation from the United Nations. According to the governor, the move was part of the state government's collaboration with the United Nations to ensure the well-being and eventual safe return of the internally displaced persons in the state. Correspondent Emmanuel Akula covered the event for Benue Television.
Since assumption of office in May 2023, the present administration in Benue State has continued to make deliberate moves to effect the safe return of displaced people in the state to their ancestral homes. In one of these moves, Governor Hyacinth Anya is receiving this high-powered delegation comprising 2 Assistant High Commissioners of the United Nations and a German ambassador to Nigeria. The visitors are in the state to collaborate with government to identify areas of assistance to benefit the IDPs. Governor Alia, who pronounces donation of a 33-room building to the UN to serve as a central hub for their activities in Benue State, says the proposed 3,000 housing units will contain essential infrastructure and other utilities to create better living conditions for the IDPs. The governor seeks the support of the United Nations in building the capacity of some state agencies for effective coordination of humanitarian response towards achieving development goals. It reveals that his administration has directed the State Emergency Management Agency (SEMA) to upgrade facilities and health centers in Benue communities hosting IDPs and refugees, aside the establishment of a farm where food would be produced to feed them. According to his submission, over 5,000 IDPs have been captured for health insurance schemes.
We want to express my profound appreciation for the unwavering support to UNHCR, bolstering our state efforts to protect and provide for these displaced persons. In the face of these challenges, our administration remains resolutely committed to the principles of the Global Compact on Refugees. I am pleased to allocate the old Ministry of Information complex along Barracks Road, a 33-room building for use as the UN's Red Roof in Makedi.
The UN delegation acknowledges the bad condition of the displaced citizens in the state and affirms their visit to collaborate with the state government for durable solutions. The UN team acknowledges the governor's attention to improve the living conditions of the IDPs in compliance with the international obligation, restating the international body's willingness to partner the state government to impact positively on the lives and stabilize the population.
It is a very commendable approach that Nigeria has taken to absorbing refugees here, and Benue State is very much an illustration of that, Excellency, because I understand that you have over 10,000 Cameroonian refugees in the state, that you have integrated them, that they even will be part of the social register and will in fact be part of the state grant investment programs as well.
There are about 10,000, close to 10,000 Cameroonian refugees in your state. You've been very generous to them. You've been providing them with all the support that they require. And in a world where it's not obvious that you receive and provide support to people who are fleeing their home, it is important to underline that and really to thank you and commend you for what you have been doing.
German ambassador to Nigeria, Annette Gunther, stresses the need for all stakeholders to join hands to address the challenge of IDPs.
The problem of IDPs is also one that particularly applies to your state, and I was very happy to see you at the meeting at the Vice President's office the other day. That leadership is very much needed, and then the international community, be it the donors, be it the UN family, we can come in and help and complement what you are doing, or set examples that then can be scaled up and expanded. So I think this is something that needs us to work together closely.
Governor Hyacinth Anya thereafter leads the delegation to each IDP camp located along Joseph Sawantaka University, Makudi, for an on-the-spot assessment of the living conditions of the displaced citizens of the state, where he again assures the people of his government's efforts to effect their safe return to their ancestral homes.
The United Nations, it's come to see how you, my people, are doing here, and I'm happy they've come. They have seen, and they also feel exactly what you're feeling.
Emmanuel Akula, Benue Television News, Makurdi.
Meanwhile, the delegation from the United Nations High Commissions for Refugees had again visited factories under the Benue Investment and Property Company BIPC with a view to funding trainings for IDPs and refugees in the state. Our correspondent was there on Thursday as they re-inspected the production activities at the water and bread factories. Her report. These are two assistants from the High Commissioners from the United Nations High Commission for Refugees, UNHCR, and the German ambassador to Nigeria. They are here at Benue Investment and Property Company BIPC to see what the state has got in its latest efforts at production of goods and services through the company. After reassessing the factories, they will decide on how best to get the internally displaced persons, IDPs, and refugees to start participating in the state and the state-owned businesses for sustainable livelihood. Shortly after conducting the visitors around the water and bread factories, Managing Director BIPC Dr. Raymond Asimakaha announces that the UNHCR has agreed to partner BIPC for training of over 500,000 IDPs and refugees in Benue with a total sum of $5 million.
It's better for us to do what to reintegrate them back to business instead of every month or every year they are coming to give them some international fund or support. So if you go inside, you see that some of them are already in the business. Some already they are doing the bakery. Some of them they're already knowing how to package the water, produce the water, and that's one of the things. So we have given the proof of concept note to the UNHCR that we are ready to partner with them to bring those people or reintroduce them or integrate them back to the business model. For some of them that they are also farmers, we want to, for them to go back to farming and we will take their produce.
Recall that on July 11, 2024, the UNHCR delegation led by Ajun Jain were at BIPC headquarters in Makurdi to have an interface with the management of the company to help provide sustainable means of livelihood for IDPs, and a memorandum of understanding was to be signed a month later. Mna Ishundam, Benue Television News, Makurdi. Now Benue Television News Extra will proceed for a quick break. We'll be right back. From the IDP, more than 30,000 internally displaced persons IDPs were to benefit from wash hygiene kits. The kits were provided by International Organization for Migration IOM through collaboration with Benue State Emergency Management Agency SEMA. SEMA and IOM officials Wednesday carried out the distribution at OTC IDP camp in Goma local government area of Benue State. Fidelius Ashando witnessed the distribution and finding this report.
Presenting the items to the IDPs, IOM representative Kachala Ibrahim, who is also the WASH project associate, emphasizes the need for the items to be used as a means of supporting the state government in cushioning the hardship faced by the IDPs. The efforts of Governor Hyacinth Alia's administration towards making the environment conducive for organizations to come into the state for partnership.
We intend to reach all families here in OTC camp with hygiene kits. In total, we have about 13,500 individuals in this camp, coming from about 4,200 households. So we are going to reach each and every family with the distribution of these hygiene kits. In total, we have 10 items in this hygiene kit.
Otese IDP camp chairman Mr. Samuel Imbila extends gratitude to Governor Alia for bringing in organizations like IOM to help alleviate the suffering of the IDPs.
I thank the Executive Governor of Benue State, His Excellency, the Governor of Benue State, Mem Alia, for making the IDPs happy in his own tenure. IOM has been in Benue for a short time, and they have developed the camps in which we are in now. So I appreciate the IOM and the Governor of Benue State.
Some beneficiaries, Mary Seka and Awanda Kazoho, all thanked the governor and promises to use the items to the desired purpose.
These items being a benefit of you to help us to this hygiene promotion to stop for our IDP camp.
Items distributed were 25 and 10 liters of water containers, toothpaste, toothbrushes, and washing soaps, all in kits. Fidelia Zashaundu, Benue Television News, Makudi.
Residents of Ayati in Okun local government area of Benue State have continued to flee the community for fear of further attacks since the last weekend incident, which left many dead. The attack claimed more than 15 lives of many members of the community, including 2 police officers. Our correspondent Martha Iko spoke with the special advisor to the Benue State Governor on External Security and Liaison Alexander Igbala on government efforts. Details of the report.
After last weekend's attacks that left about 25 people dead, this is what has become of Ayati village. Roads and compounds completely deserted. Members of the community continue to flee for fear of further attacks, leaving the village in a quiet state. The special advisor to the Benue State Governor, External Security and Liaison, Alexander Igbaya, who visited Ayati, gives a brief explanation of what led to the attack. He says the attackers usually hibernate at the state border, only to come in and launch attacks on their victims and then go back.
When we got there, we understood that Anyogo, the chief bandit there, organized herdsmen, let me call them that, organized herdsmen and his own boys to punish Ayati for revealing their locations. One of the information we got there was that Anyogo got money from the herdsmen to hand over the land to the leaders of the community. At the end of it, he didn't do that. And when they moved, that is when they moved in, they were asked to leave by the community. So they now took them in with all his boys in hundreds to ensure that the Fulani headers made their way and have the land he promised them, because he got that money as we were told and shared it to the chiefs in that area. Ayati and the general area, that access by Ayati, Zakibiam, Ayati and that area generally, it's close to Taraba State. And these people go hibernate there, come and attack and go back into those forests.
The security advisor expresses worry over delay in giving information to the security. He, however, assures that government is doing all it can to bring lasting peace.
Once we get information, at least 70% of the job is done. Part of the problem. We'll make the youth there as well, the elderly people. They don't talk. Tell us where this was. Show the security men where this was, so that they end up this matter. Over time, we will come these things. Okay. In Kondi, you don't hear much about Kondi these days. It's not because something right, but there's something happening there too. You know, it's not everything will divulge.
Sources from the area say more bodies are being found in bushes around the community, aside the 15 earlier found and the 2 police officers that were killed. Police Benue State Command CP Hassan Yabanet, confirming last weekend's incident, said normal daily activities were going on in Ayati village, Ukun local government area, when a large number of armed bandits invaded the village and started shooting sporadically at the members of the community. community. According to the police boss who visited the area, 15 people sustained gunshot injuries from the attack and were confirmed dead on arrival at the hospital. He said the 2 police officers who were among the team that responded to the distress call lost their lives and their bodies have been deposited at the General Hospital in Ukum pending investigations. Martha Iku, Benue Television News, Makadi.
Increasing costing pump price of premium motor spirit, popularly called petrol, in Nigeria is causing motorists in Benue to concentrate energies on government-owned filling stations. Correspondent Frank Adlanshima had been monitoring the trend and observed motorists queuing for petrol Tuesday at NNPC Mega and some fuel stations belonging to large marketers. Her report.
Since the removal of fuel subsidy by the federal government at the beginning of the administration of President Bola Tinubu, the cost of petrol rose seriously, leading to rise in cost of transportation, prices of other goods and services, or rather, heightened inflation. Over the last 1 year, fuel pump price has gradually increased from about 300 naira to above 900 naira as at the time of this report. While black marketers are having a field day, fuel users on the other hand are getting more frustrated, with many parking their vehicles and using alternative means of transportation. The quest is now how to acquire the product at the least expensive rate and within available resources. The only places to access these at marginal cost is the government-owned fuel station, the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (PLC) NNPC PLC, which was Tuesday selling at 617 naira. Same day in Benue State, citizens and visitors alike flood NNPC stations seeking to buy the product. Some of the motorists share their experiences with Benue Television. According to Mrs. Grace Yohe and Mr. Fabian Owecho, getting fuel has become a painful experience, as most often people come out as early as 4 to 5 a.m. to line up at the filling station in the hope that they will succeed in buying the product.
As an aged woman like me, I was here 5 a.m. just to get fuel. And it is very, very difficult for us to get the fuel. And the challenges are that, one, you can't reach the fuel station. Secondly, the cost. As we line up, not that it's 250, it's about 700 naira we are going to buy. And it will not take you 2 days. The fuel burns as if it is, they fried it. It doesn't last in the car. So the challenges are enormous. As you see, it was yesterday night they disposed fuel here. But before 12, they will say there's no fuel. They will carry it all to independent markets and sell it there.
They need to take a serious look at the issue of petroleum refining. We must refine all our crude oil in Nigeria. Because when you refine a barrel of crude oil, you are increasing the benefits you get by 16 times.
Mr. Edwin Dam and Onyeka Nnadi are of the opinion that government should create avenues where the ordinary man can buy without pains. They are hoping that there will be a quick answer to the negative effects of the subsidy removal.
Yes, obviously I've been here since morning. I'm not in now. I cannot even have a drop of fuel. And as you can see now, I'm going out because I'm frustrated. If there's anything the government can do very fast to alleviate the suffering of Nigerians from this situation, we will be very, very grateful. Every day we keep hearing, tomorrow will be better, tomorrow will be better, and we are suffering.
They are just minimizing using 2 compartments, whereas they are supposed to sell like 4, so that this long queue will reduce.
Frank Agbe is asking government to take appropriate steps towards curtailing the hardship being faced by citizens by reviving the local refineries.
For me, I'll also rather call the government to intervene in this matter. The DPR is there to know the quantity of fuel they're selling to us. If it is short, we should know. If it's correct, we should know. But they ought to be monitored. It's not just bringing fuel to dump. Oh yeah, a whole tanker came, but obviously it came empty because the whole bulk of it was sold out to other stations that sell at a higher price. So that they're not being fair to us.
In a reaction, the manager of Total Energies, Makudi Ojogbane Blessed, explains that the office is out of stock for PMS but is expecting delivery soon.
Yeah, since the beginning of this month, we have not yet having consignments, and that is one of the challenges that we did not see the traffic. But if they say a product, the traffic is exactly the way you see it in the NNPC, it's happened here. Reason is that our government will sell low, will sell lower than the other independent marketers. That is why when we have products, we see a lot of queue, tents everywhere. But now we don't have. That is why we do not see any activities.
She says subsidy removal without proper modalities in place has resulted in the challenges being faced by independent marketers and the public. Meanwhile, manager of Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation NNPC mega station, Kabis filling station, Ofikan, Borstel, Vehemba stations all along New Otukbo Road, Makudi, and AY Shafa declined to comment, saying they have been warned by authorities and any statement from them might attract penalties. Meanwhile, President Bola Tinubu has commissioned compressed natural gas CNG buses in what was termed an economic necessity in the country's transportation sector and Nigeria's next approach to the negative effects of subsidy. However, it is not clear what impact this measure will have on Nigeria and, in particular, the Benue situation. Franca Lanshima, Benue Television News, Makudi.
And this is where we draw the curtains on today's episode of Benue Television News Extra at 7. Do stay tuned for the rest of our programs coming your way. See you center next week for a more interesting episode of the program. I am Mna Ishundam. Do have a great night rest. Bye for now.